coming to you. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Monday, February 2nd. Got a different studio for you today. I am at the crib. Jared is at his crib. And Lloyd could potentially be his crib. I don't know if Lloyd sleeps there sometimes or not, but Lloyd's holding down the studio for us, directing traffic from afar. Look at it. Look how good he looks. Great angle. Great look, you can see all the magic happens back there. He's working hard, looking beautiful, looking great.
Thank you,
always.
sir.
Yep, you're very welcome. Lloyd just celebrated Christmas this past weekend. For all of you who celebrate Christmas a month and a half after, Lloyd is in that camp, and he celebrated Christmas with his family this weekend. So I'm very happy that he finally got to jump on the. Actually, maybe he's got something, right? Because Christmas comes and goes, and you're like, damn, it's kind of sad Christmas is over with. Lloyd gets to experience everybody else's.
Exactly right.
And then now a month later, he gets to experience it for himself. It's like it's 2 Christmases in 1 year. So maybe you've got something that we don't have.
That's what I'm saying. I think this could catch on.
Created a new holiday.
Yeah, it's just Courtney family Christmas.
Yeah.
It really is. I get to go to everybody else's. You know, you have the family Christmas. If you're not hosting, you get to go over there, and then everything kind of winds down. It's a bit of the slow season, and then everybody gets together once more. We even had Rohan Davey come through for Christmas, so it was quite the event.
Come
on, you can't just casually drop that in there. I need some explanation. What does that even mean? What are you talking about?
Well, I told y'all we've been doing some more content. My mom works at Red Stick Spice, and so
great cook.
Yes,
great cook.
She loves to do it up in the kitchen. And Ro was telling her about how he has a food catering truck. Yes, and so I was like, well, my mom doesn't know how to do the Jamaican jerk chicken, all that kind of stuff. It's like, y'all should do a show together, an episode, and see if you like it. So now they set up at Red Stick Spice. This is the 3rd episode they've done. We filmed it today.
That's not real life. There's no way it's real life.
And somehow this has happened. He loves my mother. He calls her mama. And so they do content together. And he needed a brisket to smoke. And my mom got him the brisket from Red Stick, got it together. He comes by on Saturday night, and he sees that my mom's got the Christmas tree set up. We have presents on the ground. We're playing Christmas carols. He's like, what the fuck are y'all doing in here? He's like, I don't know, white people or something else. I was like, bro, it's a Christmas. And he goes, well, since I'm here, so we're making old fashions. I give him one. He sits down on the couch, and he's like, well, don't let me stop y'all. Like, I want to see what y'all get for Christmas. And so he celebrated Christmas with us.
So y'all open gifts on January 31st with Rohan Davies sitting in the living room. That's Christmas.
That's Christmas. That's the new Courtney tradition.
Christmas. 5 weeks after.
Put a brisket in his hand like it was a football too.
Like a 15-pound baby.
Oh my God! Man.
Yeah.
What did you get for Christmas?
I got a couple. Yeah, I actually had a really. Sometimes these things, the way Christmas pans out, it's. Do you really want any of this? My stylistically, I always get it's a collared shirt, it's a button down. They have given up, and so now I got all the clothes I prefer to wear that have finally made it on the list of the soft shirts, the somewhat casual, but also you could get away with the Matt McMahon pants, that you can wear.
At least they haven't. You said they've given up. I think completely giving up is just going the gift card route or money route.
Yes, but they used to try. They were trying to. I guess they were trying to they didn't want to fall into this is all that he wears. If we continue to buy him maybe a button down or something, and he'll get a real job. And now it's it's just a waste of money. It just sits in the closet, or I send it back. And now it's just, okay, get him what he likes, the, you know those shirts that I'm talking about, the soft ones that are oh, these are not, Vior. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I'll get
Dior. Damn!
Yeah. So they finally, instead of spending $85 on a button down, it's a shirt, or it's a pants. Nice. And so now it is, it's finally something I'm actually excited to open up. Yes, I will wear this. So it was a good Christmas. I got a hoodie that has an eye mask on it, and so I can just pull it down, and I don't even have to. I don't have to pretend.
Did you wear that hoodie today, by chance?
No. It is. That would. I thought it's actually funny. The first person I thought of was Jared. I was like, he would love this. He don't have to pretend. He can just pull the eyes down, and then I was like, I'm out. You don't have to worry about me. It's perfect for flying.
That's it. It is perfect. Look, let me know how it works whenever you're on the flight.
Well, it does. It does look like a little bit. It's like an eggshell. It does look a bit. It looks like a bit very Ku Klux Klan. So I don't know how often I'm gonna wear it in public.
Yeah, that's not for me. I can't claim Bigsby this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. And I had Roe there, and I was like, "This is not a good look right now." Show space.
That doesn't go well with anybody, I would imagine. So let's avoid that.
Just
avoid that.
Need to be a different color.
Yeah, but great weekend. Sorry I missed y'all on Friday. We got a big show for you today. Obviously, it's a week and a half, I guess, before baseball season officially kicks off, which is next Friday at 2:00. Which Jay loves the 2:00 game on Friday on opening day. Lots to talk about leading up into the season. Obviously, we talked last week with Jay. We talked last week on Wednesday about what we should expect to start the season, how well this team is constructed, how well they're put together. But we haven't really broken down positions. We haven't really broken down potential newcomers, and so we're going to do that today. Obviously, we're going to go through the guys who we're most excited for, guys who potentially, based off what we've been told, has shocked us leading up into the season. We don't know what the starting lineup's going to be. I know people are going to ask that question. We have no idea what the starting lineup's going to be. But we know guys that have performed well in the fall and have performed well here in the spring leading up into the season who's probably going to vie for some at-bats or innings on the mound. And so we're going to go through all of that. Football season is officially 1 foot out the door, I guess, maybe 2 feet out the door, and just like their ass is still sticking in with the Super Bowl is the only game left.
Football got cheeks like that?
Yeah, you got big old boot. Hey, speaking of cheeks, y'all seen the Instagram and the I guess the Instagram story on Larry Fitzgerald?
No.
Did you see that?
No.
They had this man. They showed this man in some golf attire, and they're talking about how they were comparing him to a female figure. Is what they were saying.
I mean, it's not a secret, right? He's cheeked up. Like, this is well known.
They say he wears tight pants on purpose.
What, you say he's double cheeked up?
I mean, it's impossible not to notice. He made football. This is insane. I'm watching it right now.
Are you looking at it?
Yes.
Watching it right now.
It might be.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Anyway.
That pretty quickly.
The football cheeks are equivalent to that. One cheek with 2 cheeks still left in. Look.
That's not. Stop. Off my screen, man. Y'all doing the most right now.
I mean, I saw that. I was like, okay, we got one football game left. Obviously, it's the biggest football game of them all, the Super Bowl. Biggest gambling day of the football season, which is great. The most props you can ever have. I may open the app again. I haven't bet in a long time. May jump into that, but we're not here to talk about football. We're not here to talk about the NFL or the Super Bowl yet.
Or Larry's ass.
Or Larry's ass. We're here to talk about LSU baseball. Lloyd, have you been to any other scrimmages since that one?
No, I was not going to subject myself to that because it didn't seem. If I did, it felt like one of those. If you had to be there, you should go. But if you don't, you shouldn't, because it didn't seem like anybody was very excited to be at a sub-30s baseball game. Like, even if I was on the team, it'd be like one of those where it's like, I don't know how much fun this is going to be today, so I sat that one out. But I will get back out there as the weather has turned. But with Jay Johnson's cancels a scrimmage in the middle, I assume the weather was not going to be very good.
Middle of the scrimmage or middle of the
practice? No, he canceled. So they scrimmaged Friday, and he canceled Saturday. It's like, if he's canceling, it probably ain't going to be good.
Day.
Yeah.
Tough day. But we've talked about going through the roster. We've talked about a lot of guys that are familiar to a lot of fans, right? To us, to the fans. If you've been watching LSU for the last 3 years, familiar guys. Obviously, Jake Braun, familiar. Milam, familiar. Curiel last year, familiar. Kason Evans last year, familiar. A lot of guys who have been around this program, have had a lot of success in this program that are going to be relied on a lot this year to provide a ton of run production and a ton of innings on the mound. What we haven't talked about are some of the newcomers maybe that could make a splash, or guys that have been on the team that may have been injured, which Lloyd brought up. Devin Sheeran last week. You hadn't heard a ton about him, but he is healthy. Obviously, he's got a live arm. He pitched well in the Cape. But guys like that who may be able to establish themselves as a go-to guy, or a guy that the team can rely on. And there's a few guys that have kind of made their name heard throughout the course of these scrimmages and the scrimmages over the fall and the spring, with some loud at-bats and some loud innings. And I know Lloyd had talked about one guy when he was there, the lefty transfer from Oregon, right, who is, I guess, a new age type of pitcher with the ride and the extension and the induced vertical break, all that kind of stuff. Has put up a lot of impressive numbers since he got here. And then another lefty is Mason Moore, who, Lloyd, what was his numbers you said in the fall? 13 strikeouts and 8 innings pitched?
Yeah, it is Cooper Moore. There's Cooper Williams. Cooper. That's how I was a little confused. Cooper Moore, and they also have the returner, obviously, with Cooper Williams. But, yeah, Cooper Moore has been throwing a ton and has been showing out pretty much every time he's pitched. Let me see if I can get the exact numbers, just so I don't want to hurt the man's stats.
You don't want to shortchange him.
That's right.
Bullshit.
I said Mason Braun is the Mason I was thinking of as the outfielder, first baseman, who has been swinging the shit out of the bat as well, right? Freshman who is seemingly putting himself in a position where if he's not in the starting lineup, he's going to get at bats early on in the season and be the first or second guy off of the bench.
Yeah, so on Thursday's scrimmage on January 29th, he went 4 innings with 7 Ks, and I know he was impressive in his second appearance as well. But, yeah, it's been Cooper Moore getting more run than maybe people thought. But he's a transfer from Kansas, and then you've seen Santiago Garcia from Oregon. I got to see him personally pitch, and then you have your cast of kind of guys that you kind of expect to see maybe make that jump, whether it be Kason Evans, Cooper Williams, and then LSU just has a litany of arms that they can roll out there. But those are guys I've actually had my eyes on.
Freshman Marco Pass, too.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy who was supposed to be – I don't think he was ever supposed to be step foot on campus. And then kind of similar to what Kate Anderson had, Tommy John, or season-ending surgery as senior in high school, ends up coming to school, and specifically, obviously, at LSU. And so I think that's a big addition. He's looked really good. We've seen his delivery. He's looked really smooth. So that's another guy. Jared, who have you looked at or heard of or read about or talked about that you're excited about to watch kind of come up into the season?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go with guys on the bump right now, one, I'm pretty interested to see what he's gonna do, where he's gonna be, based off of what we saw last year. One of the things that we saw last year is I want to know, has he grown any facial hair? Because he looked like he was 12 years old last year. And then 2, the big lefty, man. Like, you get it. We all know how, like, quality and how prized quality left-handed arms are, right? What Cooper Williams did kind of reminded me a little bit of what you got a couple years ago with Griffin Herron, right? Coming out of the pen. Is he going to graduate into that lone kind of relief role this year? Does he break into the rotation at all? Is he somebody that's coming out of the back end of the pen? But he pitched in a lot of high leverage innings as a young cat last year. Now he's got that experience under his belt. I want to see where's the maturation and where's the graduation for him this year, and how much bigger does that role get for him? Because he's a good arm. He proved that he can pitch in tough spots last year, and you would only imagine that his role is going to grow. But what is it going to grow to this year?
Yeah, and I mean, what you saw him do at the back end of last year, I mean, some can say outside of Kason Evans, he was probably the most valuable guy on the bump in the back half of the season, the postseason, right? I mean, he threw extended innings. He was able to extend games. He was able to shut teams down and be able to put them in a position, LSU in a position to make that comeback or save the bullpen. As a freshman, you saw him get better and better and better as the season got on. So I'm curious to see what he looks like. I know that Jay has talked a lot about him staying in and getting stronger over the offseason, maybe picking up a couple miles an hour and as far as velo goes. So I'm curious to see what he looks like in year 2 with experience, strength, and see how much more of a factor is. Is he going to be in that Griffin Herring role as we suspect him to be, or is he going to be a potential in the rotation guy, right? I don't know what Jay's thinking, but we've talked about those 3 starters as far as Marco Paz, Cooper Williams, the other Williams, right? The other Cooper Moore.
The other Cooper.
The other Cooper. Cooper Moore. Well, we've also talked about Case Evans. There's 4 guys you believe that could be in the starters, but that you also have William Schmidt. That's another starter. You also have Jaden Newt. That's another starter. You also have Cowan, another starter. And we talked about that last year where you felt like you had 5 or 6 guys, 6 guys specifically that Jay felt like he was comfortable putting on the mound as a starter. I feel like you have that plus some this year. So I'm curious to see what that looks like on the bump. Lloyd, do you have anybody else that you're excited to watch?
I have a video I'm about to run of Sheeran. It's just one pitch, but it is somebody that obviously made a little bit of headway last year because he comes off injury, and then you wanted to see him at a big get for Jay Johnson. But to pull him to LSU, and you thought he would have a role last year, and then when LSU was starting to kind of maybe look for another arm, you weren't getting what the fans wanted from William Schmidt. I know Jay is very bullish on William Schmidt did his job as a freshman, went undefeated. And when he points to his record, he did a lot of things in the SEC that freshmen don't typically do. But then LSU fans were waiting for another arm, and it was Sheeran that was the announcement that he could possibly get healthy for an Omaha run. So let me grab this video real quick, and I will show you just the potential of what it could look like.
I mean, the rumor was he throws 100, right? Before he tore his ACL.
Yes.
He's got a live arm. I want to say it's like a 3/4 delivery, if I remember correctly. That'd be a guy that you could probably use on the staff.
Yeah, I mean, 100 plays anywhere. So this is
100
from
plays anywhere.
Inside LSU Baseball.
Plays anywhere. Let's
Right.
kill it.
But here is it's the sound for me.
That's a little echoey.
Yeah, well, that's the box for you, brother. But he's out there pumping.
Always
I'll tell you this too. When you see guys that throw 100 or sit upper 90s and they got a little grunt, it makes it feel like they're throwing 120.
Yes, it does.
Makes it feel like you got to get up that much more to get it. Well, obviously, you need to be doing the opposite. So sometimes those guys, it even plays better when you're able to throw that hard and you got the grunt, because it feels like a lot of hitters are going to feel like they got to match that just to be able to catch up, and it always works in the pitcher's favor.
Yep.
And
for sure. Look, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, then they just had somebody else over the weekend, a freshman, Zion Theophilus. He worked 3 innings, 3 shutout innings, 5 Ks. That came in. We have some video courtesy of John Eads over the weekend that came out.
There you go. Strike out right there.
Got 2 of them.
Tell you what, those shadows don't look fun.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm being honest when I say this too. To me, this is a good sign. It's a very subtle thing. It is decently cold. This is over the weekend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That video?
Yes.
Over the weekend, decently cold outside. You're very close to starting the season. I know there's no one there, so maybe it sounds like it's louder than it is, and I honestly don't think that was actually the case. But the chatter and the chirping going on in the dugout, coming from the dugout after strikeouts, to me says a lot about where this team is and kind of how they feel about each other and the kind of competition that's going on there. For it to not be just dry and quiet and people just trying to get through pitches, get through innings, get through at-bats, you actually see some people bought in, invested, and actually showing up and paying attention. Those things always ride well for a ball club, so I do think that is a very subtle but very positive thing for this early team.
Correct. And competition is important, right? It's hard to, there's a fine line, I guess, of having actual competition with a little bit of chippiness, right? Chippiness to have the competition, the championship economy, to me goes hand in hand without disrespecting the guy that you're supposed to be on the same team with. And it feels like those guys have it. It feels like that's a product of the veteran guys on the team that have been around it and have seen it. So to your point, I think that's a huge thing for them to be able to have that on top of these young guys. And like you said, I feel like we're going to start bringing up names that we haven't talked about, we already heard about up to this point, right? I think, you talked about that guy had a really good outing. I hadn't heard his name yet, right? And that may be my fault, but there hadn't been a ton of hype behind him, and he comes out there and he looks really good. So you're going to see a lot of those guys, especially with the amount of talent they brought in as a freshman group. Let's move off the pitching side. Offensively, Lloyd, you got anybody you like offensively?
Well, there's a couple guys that did make an impact that you saw that you have. There's some transfers that you haven't necessarily seen or heard from yet that you knew that there's going to be, like you said, there's only so many spots that you can play, right? There's only so many guys that can start a baseball game, and you see there's a battle between Trent Caraway, which is another transfer that Jay brought in, over with Cooper Williams.
Oregon State.
Yep, and you saw him make some swings. At Oregon State got hot at the end of the year, but this is him at the scrimmage on Sunday.
Looks like he likes the corner.
Yeah.
So he's
Ringing double off the wall.
that was a homer.
Oh, was it? Did he go over the fence?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it from here. That's how hard it was hit. You know what I mean?
And then you've had Seth Dardar, another transfer that Jay likes a ton because he comes from a Baton Rouge, New Orleans kid that always wanted to play at LSU. Finally gets the offer, and Jay saw him, I believe, twice, and he took Anderson deep in the game whenever they played TCU in that round robin tournament. He hits a homer in that game. He was 4 for 5. And then Kansas State, that's what it was. And then he also he homered off of Evans this year as well. So it's somebody that's made an impact. Obviously, there's only so many places because it's him, Simpson, and Reeves all battling for kind of what feels like second base. You have Caraway and Dardar. They're all battling for those two spots on the infield. Then at second and third, as you have, obviously, it feels like York is going to him up the first base spot. And I still would consider Pearson somebody that's going to compete for playing time as well. But you have all of these pieces and all of this depth, and this is where you have to try to make some sort of an impact to be able to continue to get on the field and kind of fight for those spots, because that's just what Jay does. You talk about competition. This is where he adds pieces and goes, y'all kind of figure it out and show me something, and then you'll continue to get opportunity.
Correct. And you talk about those guys, right? Those guys that obviously have college experience or transfers, but you don't talk about some of the freshmen, right? I mentioned Mason Braun earlier in the show. Mason Braun has come in as a freshman and has really made opened some eyes. I mean, he's swung the Chevy. I think he's hit a homers in back-to-back scrimmages. Has high exit velocities, and Jay has shown over his entire time at LSU that if you are good enough and he trusts you, he's going to play you, no matter if you're a freshman or a senior, right? That guy's going to play. And so we haven't talked a lot about freshmen starting offensively because of so many guys we have coming back. Now, obviously, you have the outfield that's pretty set to start the season. And Mason Braun plays outfield / first base. So I think you can throw him in that first base. You have first base, second base, third base, and DH. Those are the four positions that I feel like you have the most competition at, and you're at the four positions that you're going to see the most change as far as different guys get different at-bats. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, but my biggest highlight for me right now is that second base spot. And more so, I guess, more importantly than just second base, I would literally go at Tanner Reeves. I think he's got a chance to be a real wild card in the lineup this year. I think he's got a chance to be a real force this year. And if that glove will allow him to stick at second and or anywhere else in the infield, and he plays to what his profile was coming into school, which is a very live, very loud bat. I wonder if he can stick, because that's a guy that if he's playing at what we think and what we know could be his peak, he's somebody that you can sit there and see and hitting a lot in the 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 spot in the lineup somewhere and being a true run producer for this lineup, right? And if he's able to do that, especially the way he does it from the left side, I just think he could be a force for this lineup. So I'm really interested to see what he does. And also, I guess the biggest spot right now, the biggest question mark for me right now is what will they end up doing at the catcher spot? Who's going to end up sticking? Is it really going to be a trade-off of two guys? Are you going to get one predominant guy and one guy that maybe is a Sunday guy? Like, how are they going to do it, right? You got Aaron Beatty, who you expect to be able to take kind of the lion's share of this thing. But don't forget, you got Eddie Yaman, who's still back and apparently still sticking around in there. You got the young freshman in Cerna that's coming in as well. Like, they got some good players. And Cerna and Aaron Beatty were both due to Texas high school, like, top guys coming out. So you know they're high on talent. You know they're really good players. And I don't think coming in, LSU wasn't sure if they'd get either one of them. They got them both, right? How are they going to show up in that spot? And it's a big spot because if it's not Yaman, who's the guy that has the most college collegiate experience, if you will, you're looking at two guys who don't have a ton of collegiate experience. Those are the guys that you're going to be asking to man and handle a pitching staff. Can they do that at this level to be able to do it at the level that LSU is looking to play at, which is championship level, not just in the SEC. They're looking to continue to be at the top of the crop right now.
Yep. And you know, there's going to be a ton of like these young guys are going to provide a ton of competition for the guys that are already there who are supposed to be the starters going into the season. And if there's one thing Jay has done consistently through his time at LSU, it's he's going to play the guys that he trusts most, right? Especially early on in the season, as any coach would do, right? If there's a question mark, who have I seen, who do I trust the most early on in the season? I'm going to play them first and let this other guy kind of figure out that battle as the season goes on. And I say that because you mentioned Tanner Reeves, and he mentioned Tanner Reeves last Monday when he was on the show. And it feels like, to this point, Tanner is the guy that he trusts the most right now to put in that position, right? I think, you know, he showed really good at bats, obviously, last year. Everybody talked about his defense. He was playing completely out of position, right? Second base, he looks a lot smoother, a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. And so I would not be shocked if you saw him start the season at second base. But, you know, like I said, there's going to be a lot of people pushing each other, a lot of competition out there to force him at bats and to force Jay's hand. But the one thing he's done is he's shown that he's going to play the guy that he trusts the most, and it feels like right now he trusts Tanner Reeves the most right now to start the season at second.
I'll also throw this in there too because it's not really a question mark in my mind. It's just something I'm intrigued by. And make no mistake about it, the kid is the ultimate team player. He is the ultimate competitor. He's had 2 different years of where he's been asked to do 2 different things in terms of not only where he's asked to play defensively, but where he was asked to hit in the lineup. And he's done nothing but ball in both of those spots. In year 3, I'm just interested to see what Stephen Milam does. I'm interested to see where they put him. I'm interested to see where he slots into this lineup. And I'm interested to see if that power ticks up another level for him this year. Yep. Can he be a guy that gets to 12 to 15 this year? Can he be a guy that you count on for thump in the middle of the lineup? Look, like I said, Milam is a dog. He is a baller. And I expect him to produce wherever he is. I'm just really interested to see what they do with him this year.
Me too. I'm interested because I think last year he ended with 12, right, Lloyd? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he ended up with 12 homers last year. The year before, I think he had 9. He obviously had a bunch towards the end of the year. So you start seeing his power numbers trending up. I want to see it take that next level, right?
When we talk about power numbers ticking up to, when we say, is he a 12 to 15 guy? Can he get to 15? That's really talking about, like, can you do that over the course of the 56 for the most part? Right? For the most part. Like, can you hit that double-digit number over the course of a 56 and not necessarily truly need those extra playoff games, those extra SEC tournament and all those games to get to those numbers? That's when you start becoming a real power threat.
Right. And the other part of that is I want to see, because we saw it 2 years in a row, right, where Milam got off to a good start and then went through a struggle, through a stretch in the middle of the season, and then got hot at the back end of the season, right? Fine, that happens in baseball. The ebbs and flows always happens. I want to see that gap shrink in his junior season in year 3 of saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to just be consistent and my dips are not going to be as low, and then my highs are going to be really high, right? That's the maturation of a player, of a really good player, especially as a veteran guy playing 3 years in the SEC. You want to see he's gotten better every year. So this next third year, you want to see it look a lot different, and then to me, looking a lot different is not having those huge gaps and those huge dips. It's minimizing the lulls and then maximizing the locked in feeling.
100%. Like that in the college game, even in SEC, and like I get it. The talent on the SEC level is continuing to do this up and to the right? Like it's continuing to keep going. So I'm not at all saying that, but usually in this conference, the guys that are really the cream of the crop are the ones by that time they get to that third year, whatever it is, or whatever it is in their career, honestly, is the guys that you continue to just see. They don't really have those long dips. You just kind of almost see steady performance across the board for the most part. And they don't have that kind of a drop off. And Milam's had a little bit of both. And then the gamer in him gets so hot. Can he keep that consistent play and just ride that out through the year? Like he's so interesting. I'm interested to see what he does.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be fun to watch. Obviously, defensively, I can't wait to see how much better he's gotten it defensively, right? Because last year he was lights out defensively, and now he's got a whole nother.
After being the case where we said, can he stick and can he play at third? I mean, can he play at short? As if he hasn't played short his entire life, but that was the question.
Correct. And Lloyd, I'm with you, dude. Like, I would not count out John Pearson to make some sort of impact and be a staple in that lineup at some point this season. Because the way he put together at bats last year, as a freshman, it felt like every time he came up to bat, he was gonna hit the ball at the ballpark. And you know what? People like to call it. They call it hitterish. That's what they say. Oh, he looks hitterish up there. Like, man, he's up there, and every time he offers out a pitch, it feels like he's about to drive it out of the ballpark. Like, that is something that not everybody kind of has. And I'm interested to see kind of what he does, and if he gets some opportunities early on, if he can get hot early and just kind of force himself in the lineup and not get taken out.
Yeah,
100%. The younger brother of Josh Pearson, right? And everybody knows how good Josh was at LSU. Everybody knows how much of a gamer he was and how clutch he was. Being able to grow up in that same household with a dad that can teach hitting the way he does, with your brother that's as competitive as he is, it was only fitting to watch John come in last year, and the limited chances he got, there was always big, loud swings, loud contact. And if he continues to progress and get better, you got to imagine that bat, at worst, that bat, maybe what he can do in the field as well, but at worst, that bat is going to factor in somehow, some way, in a big way this year.
Yep, no doubt. Lloyd, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, because of this, the small sample size that you saw from him. Oh, where'd I go? The small sample size that you saw from him last year, it felt like somebody that has first got a taste of it, right? He got a taste of what it's like to be on a national championship baseball team. Whenever he had opportunities, it wasn't go in there, I'm going to take my hacks and get out. Like, he was put in high leverage situations, was able to work counts, draw walks. Whenever he put the ball in play, it always felt loud, like you were saying. And then I think after a year of the weight room with Chris Martin, he looks a bit more of the part. Like, it's not so much he's not as doughy, I guess you will say. And he switches numbers to 11, so that helps as well. But he looks more of the part. It's just a matter of finding where to put him. I don't know if it's going to be at DH, if it's going to be at third. We saw last year him work in a ton, whether it be at first base or third base. Like, he was there to get ground balls, and he showed that he can play the position. But then you bring in a guy like York that has kind of come in and since day one been very active at first base, so it's just more competition.
Are you saying that Pearson's gotten back to his running back days?
He does. He looks like back to the athlete that he was. You know,
and that was what I was gonna say. Like, we talk about his bat. Don't discredit him defensively, right? Like, he's an athletic dude.
Yeah.
Right? He moves around well. The conversation about him coming into LSU is he's the best out of the three brothers, right? The best baseball player out of the three, the best athlete out of the three. So, we talk about the at bats that he may get. Let's not discredit him defensively, right? As an all-around baseball player and having that opportunity to be maybe the starting third baseman, starting first baseman, maybe rotating between third, first, and DH. If you hit, you're going to be in the lineup, no doubt. But I think defensively is going to keep you in the lineup.
And if it's not as a starter, it's going to be one of those rotational pieces that you can put in the fifth, seventh inning that can play. You don't have to worry about him defensively coming in if it's a situation that Jay feels like that's advantageous to put him in the lineup at some point and pitch it and continue to play, I think that he'll find that role, and it suits. It's what his brother did for 4 years.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Look, we're talking about this right now. I'm curious to see what it looks like in 3 weeks. Like the guys that because remember last year we talked about, oh yeah, Casey Evans looks good in the fall, but you didn't really talk too much about him. And then next thing you know, he's the first guy out the bullpen in the first game of the season, and you're like, okay, like I'm curious to see what happens when the season starts, and like guys that we didn't even talk about that are like, oh, okay.
But I'll give you this too. You got to think about this as well. That the last little bit of the John Peterson conversation is there is no one on that entire roster that is more uniquely equipped to be able to deal with getting in spot situations, right? He watched his brother do it, start here, start there, and out of the lineup, up, down the lineup, and just consistently ball for his entire time there with Jay. And I can imagine that conversation's been had in their household forever. There's no one more uniquely equipped to be able to, if that is the situation he's asked to be in, to be able to do it and do it at a high clip and produce there. So if that is what's going to go on, I expect him to hit the ground running, because there's nobody else that's had to go through those things and have to understand how to navigate it, how to stay up, how to continue to show up, and how to continue to produce in those than his older brother. And he's had the opportunity to watch him do it as a teammate for 1 year, but also talk to him for years about it on his way to LSU as well.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Lloyd, you going to the game opening day?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm gonna be there.
I was about to say, I think there's someone else that might be there and a more maybe extended role than everybody else.
Would you believe me when I say I'm kind of nervous?
I would, because the closer it gets, the more you've talked about it, the more you've started to say maybe.
I'm not really nervous. I hadn't baseball in 3.5 years.
Oh, we got a big parking lot here.
So I think I need to get a little.
We've had a lot on your plate. Both of you had.
No, listen, this thing's getting lollipopped up there.
Yeah, see, that's what disappoints me.
I'm not letting it eat.
Yeah, let it eat.
Maybe not go maybe more of just a little loop.
People want to see an athlete be an athlete, Mikey.
I want to put my spikes on, let it just go.
Yeah, full uniform.
Full heating. Yeah, jersey, everything.
Bring the bangs back.
I think you do need to go full jog up there, though. Like, maybe even a sprint.
A little hop, skip over the line.
From the new pen, too? It's different now.
Grab the rosin bag. Yeah, the whole thing.
I'm definitely going to the rubber. I'm not going to the front of the mound.
Skip it.
Go move to center field and throw it from home.
Yeah, that's right.
I dare you to eat dirt with it.
Just fall?
No. I dare you to skip
one up there. Do you know who you're throwing to? Is it going to be Cade?
I don't know who I'm throwing to. I'm not supposed to be throwing it. I'm just doing a little bit for the person who's supposed to be throwing it out. So, yeah.
Just disappointing that.
And look, if the weather's nice, if it's not super cold, Jam will be there with me. Allie and the baby.
What if you let the baby throw it? Just let it fall out of his hand.
Bring the baby out there?
Yes.
Throw him in my arm?
Didn't the Groundhog see a shadow? Did that happen today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
you're out. It's over, Coach.
The Groundhog always sees a shadow.
Game gonna be at the crib. It's over. 6 more weeks.
Yeah, has he ever not?
I don't know.
The last time and if he hasn't, does that make any difference?
It kind of does feel like my entire adulthood, he's been that shadow's been bright for him.
Yeah,
I see you.
That's a hoax.
It's Puxatawny Phil.
Yeah, Puxatawny Phil he's a joke. He doesn't know
Let's see
anything.
what his stats are.
He's never right. He's like the weatherman.
I don't know. It was pretty cold. What did it go last year for opening day?
I think so. I think it was, maybe.
Oh, Puck's got it right there.
Mm-hmm. There's a crowd of 18,000 people there.
Oh, to watch Phil.
Mm-hmm.
To let us know if we're putting away the winter coats in. Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, they cheer for him. So
crazy.
in 2025 saw the shadow. 2026 sees the shadow. 2024 no shadow. He's been seeing the shadow a lot. So we'll go from he is since 2010 shadow no shadow shadow no shadow 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 no shadow 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 no shadow no shadow. He predicted COVID 2019 2020 no shadow. Y'all get out there, can't get out there. And then he's gone on a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the last 6 times you see the shadow.
There's more no shadows out there than I thought.
Yeah, but 5 of the last 6 have been shadow.
The recent ain't looking good for us. Not looking good.
And it feels like it's gonna be like a colder southern winter than it has been in the past. Don't love that. Don't love that.
Agree with that.
No. Lloyd, your boy Corey Raymond about to land another big recruit.
Oh, yeah. Shocking what happens whenever you bring in a guy that only gets 5-star recruits, the defensive back at LSU. You bring him back to do exactly that, and he does it. He doesn't seem to disappoint.
Where's he from?
Oh, where is he from?
The Berry.
The Berry?
No. We all know that. We know that.
The Gate? Westgate?
I'm talking about the player.
Oh. Lloyd?
I think he's from Florida.
Florida? Yeah.
He tends to do that. Hold on, let me make sure I'm right, but that'd be my first guess.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of guys that he brings in from Florida, huh?
Yeah, Josh Dobson.
Not to be confused with the wide receiver.
Or the politician.
No. Quarterback.
Florida. That's his honey hole.
But listen.
Oh, he's from North Carolina. He went up a little bit.
UNC.
Listen, if it was up to Lloyd, though, I only need you to recruit state. You bring the state.
Well, he's not from Florida. I thought he was from Florida. He's from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
So
Beat out Bill Belichick for the. He beat out the Belichicks for this one.
Number one cornerback in the nation. Bring him in.
You like that kind of thing? I like that kind of thing.
I like that kind. I love that kind of thing. Yeah, they just keep rolling. Did you see Kiffin's Instagram? That was me on a curtain call. Who went Oppo Taco?
Oh yeah, the first pitch.
Coach, nice little hop after the swing too.
Apple Taco where? At the softball?
They set up a baseball field.
Like a wiffle ball game.
Oh, I was about to say, nah, you lying. You ain't hitting no Apple Taco in the box. You lying.
No. Wiffle ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so he brought this over from Ole Miss. I don't know where else he's been doing it, but this is like a little. They played the staff versus the players. Oh, I can't play the music.
This is a good team building right here.
Got a little Sammy Sosa hop after that.
Really front footing that thing, but he's got some nice
no doubt.
Following through with that, huh?
No doubt. The little hop after, like he's done it before. You know what I mean? That's not I haven't done this before.
Oh, he hit it where it was pitched.
Pitch was way outside. Pitch was way outside. Let it eat.
And of course, he tags Marucci. Did y'all see what he did over the weekend?
He tagged LSU baseball too.
And Marucci, yeah. But do you see where he was over the weekend?
Where?
He went to Houston. Do you know anything about the Fertittas? This was news to me.
Yes,
owners of the Rockets?
Yeah.
His son graduated from LSU, and his son's wife also graduated from LSU. I believe that is a net worth of around $10 billion.
Yeah.
So good move. I didn't see Brian Kelly going over there.
Imagine there was a rumor that they wanted to buy the Saints.
Oh, they can.
That was a rumor, but Gail, she ain't selling.
No.
Nice to have tonight. I mean, listen, Lane knows what he's doing. Let me go out there. He went to LSU. There's any LSU ties? Let's go have a conversation.
Because
I'm sure he wasn't there. I'm sure he wasn't only talking to Fertitta in Houston. I'm sure there's a bunch of LSU guys out there that have a B next to their name that live in Houston.
And that's what he spoke at a conference there.
Yeah.
Of LSU alums.
Yeah. So I'd imagine there's some nice conversations being had out there.
Tap into that network. I respect.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that before. That's why I was impressed. He goes to their recruits, and then he's going to not only.
I have heard more than one time that there is a bigger contingency of LSU alum in the city of Houston than there is in the entire state of Louisiana currently.
Wow.
That is what I have heard multiple times.
That makes, I mean, if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of, Houston's only 3.5, 4 hours away from Baton Rouge, right?
Well, not just that, too, and a lot of oil and gas and energy.
Correct.
Correct.
Lafayette, Lake Charles, a lot of Louisiana go that way because there's more industry there, more money to be made, and oil and gas is a hub there. So that's, that doesn't shock me.
It's not just a hub. It may be the leader of the country, you know?
Correct. So that doesn't shock me at all. It's exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Lloyd, what do you have any plan? Actually, I meant to ask you this. First golf tournament of the year. Koepka being back, you love that?
Koepka, and if he was, I think he was in the top 5 from, if not first, and from tee to green, he was just dead last in putting. But it was good to see him back out there. And then you have DeChambeau, who said that I didn't sign up for 72 holes, and so now he's putting there. All rumors are pointing back to him going to the PGA Tour as well. But yeah, he's like, well, I didn't sign up for 72 of these, so if it's not going to be different than the PGA Tour, I might as well go back, is what people are thinking. But it was good to see old Koepka out there, and you saw Joel Damon be able to. He played on sponsorship exemption, was able to get top 10 finish, and he gets to play again next week. So he's lost his card.
Yeah, so Joel is gonna, he's always teetering that line, but it seems like he's gonna try to get his card back.
Yeah, well, he plays. He frustrates himself, if anything.
Yeah, I've been there. I do the same thing.
And then,
can you give us a preview of what's on the wall up here?
Behind me?
See this room much? Yeah, can we? I need to know what's on the wall.
Yeah. So this jersey, right here,
right.
That was my rookie jersey in Tampa.
There you go.
Right? The jersey, there.
That took you.
That is the player. I was in Detroit. That was the Players Weekend jersey in Detroit.
Oh, the Players Weekend. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you obviously see the nickname. That's not really my nickname.
it is on the internet too.
It says Nighthawk, not my real nickname. I didn't have a nickname. They used to call me, and y'all could probably imagine this. They used to call me. Lloyd McClendon was a hitting coach, right, in Detroit. And Lloyd used to call me Jedi because when I would take my medicine to play, I would get locked in, right? So he was like, you're like a Jedi. You're
laser focused.
So he calls me as a nickname. So I told our clubby, whenever we said this is the second year that we needed to do the nickname, said this is my nickname. Can't do it. It's trademarked by Star Wars. Cannot have that. I'm like, all right. I was like, I don't have a nickname. I'll get back to you. Next day, he said, hey, what's your nickname? I have to turn it in today. I had just watched Step Brothers, and I called his last name was Schmakel. I said, Schmake, you have to call me Nighthawk. And he started laughing. I was like, I'm joking. He put it down there. That's how I got the nickname. So that's where that jersey came from. Over this shoulder, this one, my Team USA jersey from college. When I played in my sophomore year, and the other one all the way to the other end of it is another jersey from Detroit, just a regular jersey from Detroit when I was 8. The only one I don't have up there is my first year in Detroit when I was 15. I don't have any more of those jerseys. There's one in Phil's though. So yeah. There you go.
What about the last two over there too?
Oh yeah, and you got
those out.
You got those. So that's
for you. This is done for you. Don't leave those out.
That was my cheerleading days. So those are my wife. Those are her cheerleading uniforms when she was a cheerleader at LSU. And if you see on the purple one, there's a magazine. She was on the cover of this Cheer All-American magazine. And so we put that magazine in there. So gave my wife her credit. It has their 2 uniforms up there as well. It's a nice room. It's turned out really well.
Strong room right there. I like it.
Strong room.
Now if it's not the studio, y'all could look. That's some strong representation.
Well, listen, Jared's room is A+.
Wow,
if y'all know what that trophy is behind him, that's the most outstanding player trophy from the college.
This one right here.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, the other one. The other side. Yeah. That's the most outstanding player. That means the MVP of the tournament. So
Took a while
it's
to put
an
together,
outstanding group.
but yeah.
Very good, like distance away from each other. It's like doesn't look too. It looks good. You did a good job.
Yeah, we tried to do a little bit.
Good lighting.
My wife did a good job of putting some of the stuff together. I can't take the credit for it, you know.
Yeah, good lighting.
Yeah.
Lloyd, show me your wall.
No.
Uh,
Look, there's something there. Look, it's on the ground.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll get something up soon-ish.
Yeah, we're gonna get everything. We'll get we'll get it all done. I want to get back into the baseball conversation, but like we hadn't seen anything on the field yet, so I don't really know where to go as far as preview. I mean, we talked about preview, who we expect to see. I guess my question to y'all would be, I don't like doing the prediction game, but if there's the competition between third base, second base, first base, and DH, now I think it's going to be changed. I think you may see 3 different lineups in those positions in 3 different games in the first week of the season. Who do y'all think is going to start opening day in those spots?
in all of the spots?
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine I'm going to start. I forget his name, so excuse me on that. But the kid from Oregon State, I would imagine is going to start at third. I'm going to imagine that Tanner Reeves is going to start at second. I think Cade York is going to start at first.
Zach
And
York.
What's that?
Zach. Cade York's a
Zach
kicker.
York.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cade York kicks. I did the
Zach
same
York.
thing last week.
Cade York kicks. Zach York plays first. They're built a little differently too.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also imagine that Cade Arambidi is going to get the start behind the plate. Like that's just kind of how I see this thing going. If I saw it going any other way, then Eddie Yaman would be starting behind the plate. But for me, I feel like that's kind of how it's going to go.
Yeah. See, I mean, I don't disagree. The only thing that brings me, I don't want to say concerned, but like makes me second guess is, if you go look at any of the top second baseman in college baseball, any of those lists, like Baseball America, D1 Baseball, that kind of stuff, Braden Simpson is consistently on the top 5, right, of second baseman in college baseball. So, with that being said, it's hard for me to believe, unless he just hasn't played, he's played terrible, and Tanner Reeves just completely outplayed him. I find it hard to believe that he's not going to be in one of those spots on opening day. I don't know what spot that may be, if that is second base or if that is third base or what, but I believe that he will be in one of those spots. I guess I'll say second base. I think he'll be in the second base spot. I think Caraway will be at third, and I do think York will be at first, and I think that Pearson is going to get the DH spot. The start of the season.
And I think we all know what the outfield is.
Yeah.
No, that one's undecided, I think. I don't know if they know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think the outfield's pretty set in stone.
I mean, barring anything crazy happen, I'd be shocked if you truly saw more than 5 guys get significant time out there this year.
Yeah. Unless there's injuries, the only thing that I really can't I couldn't even begin to predict is what the rotation will look like.
Yeah.
Right. Not even just the rotation. Literally, how is this pitching staff going to kind of shake out?
Right.
Yeah. Because you forget, man, you got Maverick Rizzi, who I don't think is going to be in the rotation, but he could be every bit of what you saw Case and Evans do at the back end of the bullpen for the majority of the. He could be all of that. Or maybe he slides into the rotation. I don't know that. You got somebody like William Schmidt. I expect him to be a starter, but maybe he's a 2-pitch merchant and he dominates in the back end of the bullpen. I don't know. There's so much of possibly, but we don't know yet, and we'll have to see how this thing kind of goes together. Remember, a year ago, you knew you had 2 good arms. No way in hell nobody thought you were going to get what you got out of Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson as a number 1 and 2, as a 1A, 1B, however you want to look at it. There's no way. Just like Jay talked about, I'm not going to sit here and try to compare. Obviously, you had Skeens and Skeens and Ty like together. Yeah, Ty Floyd together. But for what they did as a duo, it's been a long time since we've seen that kind of consistency out of a Friday and Saturday starter in purple and gold, and they were two of the best that's ever done it back to back with each other last year.
And look, the question mark that we have in the rotation isn't because that we're not confident in what it's going to be. It's just there's so many different routes that you can go. I have no idea where they're going to go. You know what I mean? I think the one thing I can pencil in right now is Case and Evans is going to start Friday night. Can I put that in there? I don't know. I would imagine. I'd put a lot of money on it that he would start opening night. Worst case, he's going to be in the rotation. That's one guy I can put in one of the 3 spots. After that, I don't know. And like I said, not because of lack of talent or lack of ability or lack of confidence in any of these guys. It's just there's a bunch of guys that you can pick from, and I just don't know who he's going to go with.
And you got to also remember, too, here's another side of it. It's also the lack of track record in that spot. We knew Anthony Ianson coming in there's a very strong chance he's going to be a starter at LSU. Whether it's a Saturday guy, whether he ends up being the Friday night guy, whether he ends up being we didn't know, but we pretty much figured he would be a starter. That he ended up being, right? You don't have that kind of a track record with the rest of the guys here. So you're looking at it and who is going to slide into which spot? That's what we don't know yet.
Yeah. Lloyd, what are your thoughts, dude? You're just quiet over there.
I mean, my take on the LSU baseball, at least the pitching staff, I think that's the biggest, if you want to say question mark, but it's not necessarily a question mark. I'm interested to see if it's going to shake out the way that people are assuming, with Case and Evans being a Friday night guy. Whatever you've seen LSU go down this path, it feels like it's not exactly what you think what is going to happen always happens. You find out kind of what your rotation is throughout the year. And I just liked what I saw so much Case and Evans in that role last year that I'm not so sure that he doesn't fall back into that of somebody that can just be an extended stopper, somebody that's when you have to go to him, you can use him, and he can kind of steady the ship or get you out of tight spots. He started, a handful of games last year, and then obviously it's your best pitcher on the rotation or on your staff, so if everybody automatically plugs him into a Friday night role. I'm just interested to see if that changes at all, if he's going to revert back to what he did really well, because you have so many options that it doesn't feel like he absolutely has to do that.
So go ahead. Can we go?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I understand that you talk about, in theory, you just move the best guy out of the bullpen who's electric and put him as a starter, and it doesn't always work, right? There has been a lot of cases that hasn't worked. Zach Hess was an All-American closer. He went to become a starter. It didn't work out as well as he had wanted it to. They tried moving Matty out to a starter the next year. It didn't work out as well as he had wanted to. There's a couple other, obviously, examples throughout the course of LSU that hasn't worked out that way. But all those guys that have made that jump, and they have tried to make the jump from the closer to the starting role, Jared calls them the 2-pitch merchant. They're 2-pitch guys, right? They have a fastball and one other pitch, breaking ball, whatever that may be, slider, whatever, right? Case and Evans has 3 really good pitches. He's got the changeup, he's got the slider, he's got the fastball, right? And so with that repertoire of pitches, I believe that he's going to make that transition over. And he's shown there's no, hey, can he go 6 innings? Can he go extended innings? He showed that he can do that, right? Without having built up to be that starter. He just did it because of sheer will and just want to get through the 5-6 innings whenever they needed him. So that's what makes me feel like the transition is going to be not similar to what the other ones were.
Okay.
I'll say this too, and I don't at all think that this is the side of the game that tops everything, and Jay would probably never admit to any of this, as he should not, but I do think that this is part of it as well. When you're able to get guys like Case and Evans to come to school, it's also with the foregone opportunity thought in it at some point that you're going to put them in the best position to get themselves drafted as high as possible, barring they do what they need to do, right? So with that being said I think we can all sit here and understand that year in and year out when the draft comes, The major league teams have sat there and showed you that they're going to take quality starters almost always over any kind of bullpen guy. So I bring that up to say because Mikey talked about the 3 pitches and having 3 pitches and being able to use 3 pitches and being able to have high octane stuff. With that all being a thing, and you're showing the ability to pitch multiple innings, you're showing the ability to pitch backwards, you're showing the ability to pitch with the heater, you're showing the ability to do all these things. You've earned the opportunity to get on the mound as a starter because 1 is going to help this team. And that's where you're going to be best at for this team. And 2, because personally, if you do this right with what you have, it's going to give you the best opportunity to get drafted as high as possible. Now, that doesn't just go for only the mound. That goes across on every position. If you earn that opportunity, you're going to get that opportunity. And I think that that's where he's at until it says, hey, I don't think that you can do this. We need to put you now what's best for us. Remember, go back to Thatcher Hurd. Thatcher Hurd was someone that they gave that opportunity to until it fit not only him, but the team best to say, we need you back in the bullpen, brother. And that's what we're going to ride with this thing. That's what ends up happening at a school like LSU. So I do think, yeah, he's going to get that opportunity to start first, as he should.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about the future. If you don't give that guy the right opportunity, it becomes harder and harder to keep landing these high-octane, top-of-the-line guys and selling them the idea that we're going to put you in a spot to not only win national championships here, but to get drafted, prepare you the best to go on to the next level as well. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I want to see if there's a lefty that steps up that makes his way in the rotation this year, right? You talked about Cooper Moore, Cooper Williams and Cooper Moore. You got 2 Coopers now.
Yep.
So, I mean, Cooper Williams could make it in there. If Cooper Williams just ends up being the same role that Griffin Herring had, then you got Cooper Moore who threw 4 innings the other day and struck out how many? 8?
Yes, and his 2 scrimmages, he has
13 strikeouts.
8 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 6 hits, no runs.
So that tells me if he's throwing 4 innings per scrimmage, that means he's in starter. He's lengthening out to be a starter. If you're throwing 4 innings at this point in the spring, that means you are pitching as a starter. So I'm curious to see if he's going to slide into one of those rotation spots. All right. Obviously, you got Schmidt, who's a potential, but we don't have a lefty in the rotation at this point. Right? We don't know. I mean, last year you knew Cade Anderson was going to be the starter. He's a lefty. Right? We don't have one supposedly like that's locked in. So I'm curious to see which one's going to step up and be that guy. Seems like Cooper Moore is the one who's kind of trending in that direction.
And you added what? Santiago Garcia is a lefty. Danny Lockenmeyer from NDSU is a lefty. And that was these were all like late ads. It felt
a lot
like.
of lefties.
Yeah. And so they have the pieces, just people we haven't seen yet. You still have Zach Cowan.
Yeah. Yeah. Lloyd, how are you feeling over there? Are you missing me? Are you lonely by yourself in the studio?
It's an odd environment. It really is. Just to be in here.
It's not as electric, huh?
No, it's not. But I'm just glad we can be able to get a show up and rolling.
Yeah, I'm still looking. I appreciate you being so amenable.
Look, there was the time when we couldn't do this. Whenever we were working with vMix Call, we could only find the one link, and we can only have one person on at a time. And now we moved to Zoom, and now we can do multiple people. We could add a third if we wanted, a fourth.
It's great. Like sometimes we'll have Jay on at some point. Where hopefully I'm in the studio,
right?
And we don't have to do 3 different Zooms. To get Jay on the show.
But it's good to know it works.
What's that?
It's good to know it works.
It's good to know it works. It's good to know. Internet's been great.
Yeah. What
a great addition. But Jay's obviously going to continue to come on our show, and then we have a list. I mentioned this. We have a list of players. I'm trying to start getting them on Wednesday. Just gotta, schedule and weather has been a little weird, so they're getting on the field whenever they can get on the field, which kind of sometimes affects the boys.
Which is why we need to up that money. Because you shouldn't be canceling scrimmages and practices. Not in Louisiana.
Gotta have the indoor.
Yep. I saw there was a big debate. I guess it's tiger dropping season.
Yeah.
But they were saying that that LSU baseball shouldn't focus on an indoor facility, and instead focus on more improvements to the box for the fit. They want the chairbacks out instead of the bleacher seating out. Instead of an indoor, they said they should focus on the fans because that's who builds the box, but I believe whatever Jay puts on the top of the priority list should be on the top of the priority list.
I don't disagree, but I also don't completely agree. Right? Like, listen.
What helps you win more?
And update the box. I would also like for them to create an atmosphere where, hey, this is a first-class situation for the players, and increase their development, and also win more national championships. Because you know what happens whenever you bring the good players in there, and they're happy, and they have their great facilities, and they're able to practice and get better, they win more championships. And whenever you win more championships, you make more money. Whenever you make more money, you can go do a lot of other things around the stadium and build things. That's how you built the stadium in the first place. So you start winning championships, you can start doing it.
I'm about to say, I tell you what, when you're winning championships at a 50% clip, it gives you a loud voice to go and bang the table for the things that you want and need. So Jay's doing a good job of taking care of what needs to be done on the field to be able to get himself into the office and have the conversations about what he wants to continue to grow the program and grow out the vision of what's going on at LSU baseball.
And there's a world to do both. There's a world where you go and you make improvements to the stadium for the fan experience, and there's a world where you go and you make enhancements to the stadium for the player experience. And I don't think that one has to happen without the other. I think there's a way for both of them to happen.
In a perfect world, you're killing two birds with one stone. It's just how do you get it done?
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you're doing it all together, I would imagine.
I can tell you which one way that could help. Just go ahead and find a way to throw that nice midweek game against UL in Tiger Stadium.
Hey,
You got some run on social.
we got some pushback on
Use
that.
some of the proceeds. Just say whatever.
We got some pushback on that a little bit. People don't.
Gonna be pushed back.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Clemson, the fence is short. Listen, you can fix it and make it. That's why you make a midweek game. That's why you don't make have a series in the SEC. And yet, are there logistical situations and logistical nightmares? Of course, right? I'm not here to fix the logistics. I'm the idea guy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you the idea. I need the other smarter people to figure out the logistics and figure out how to make it happen. Okay? And I think it could happen. I mean, can you imagine hitting a homer into the stands of?
I mean, if Lane Kiffin's already got a baseball field set up, it seems like LSU could do it too. LSU baseball could find a baseball field.
It could happen.
It's a nice way to raise some money.
It could happen.
Speaking of, do you see maybe Garrett Nuss might have raised some money for himself as he becomes.
I was about to say that.
MVP of the Senior Bowl.
And they said he looked awesome. And boy, did he pour salt into the wound.
Yep.
With the zone read
touchdown. It's the first time he's pulled it in 2 years.
Boy, did he just say, you know what? Hey, I told you I could do it. I was hurt.
Was that offense built for him or no?
Yeah.
I mean, he does that, and then he goes in the center. You hear Todd McShay talk about it, right? Which, by the way, Todd McShay's podcast is blowing up on Netflix now, supposedly.
Netflix is becoming a big player now.
Yep. But Todd McShay was talking about quarterbacks and how he said that after the Senior Bowl, the performance that Nussmeier put on the Senior Bowl, not necessarily because of the arm strength or the ability to throw the football or any of that kind of stuff, but for his ability to process, which we talked about before the season started. Was, his arm strength, all that stuff is really good, but the way he processes the field and the way he sees other windows and his ability or his confidence in getting it into that window, they reiterated that. We didn't get to see that this year because he was hurt. He ripped his oblique, right? And we want to say he was better, he was getting better. Obviously, he was not getting better. But they talked about him potentially being the number 3 quarterback in the draft.
We knew the talent was there. He didn't just back himself in the 4,000 yards throwing at LSU. He's only the 3rd quarterback ever to do it there. It's kind of crazy how people kind of try to downplay that as if it's been done so many times at LSU. Right. There's been the only other 2 guys to do it both won Heisman's.
Right.
That's the only 2 guys at LSU to do it. Right. So it must mean something if we found somebody else to do it, right? I'm just going to throw that out there. And that's what it was. So we knew the talent was there. And to see it kind of play out the way it did last year was very unfortunate, but you just knew something wasn't right.
Yeah, no doubt. Also, speaking of Senior Bowls, how about Chris Hilton playing 4 of them? Hey, bro, you can't put yourself in front of too many people.
No, well, and he's a bowl game merchant. Every time he played a bowl game for LSU, he balled out. So he's like, what if I just do this for a career?
You go and you play in senior bowls. He's gonna stand out. Like he's gonna stand out because he can run fast. He's flies. He's big. He's lanky. He's tall. Like he's like damn. Like this guy. But they did show some highlights of him making catches. Still jumping.
I respect the hell out of it. Why not go out there and obviously he wants to do it? Hey man, all power to you, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
I agree. But this Nussmeier deal is gonna piss a bunch of people off when he gets drafted in the second round. Or the first round.
Yeah, it truly is between him and it's obviously been noticed as listed as one, but
because Dante Moore's coming back,
right?
You know the run on quarterbacks gets real. The thing with Nussmeier is are people going to believe that the 2024 tape is real or the 2025 tape is real, right? And how healthy are you, and which one are we getting? If the people that love him are going to be saying we're getting the 2024 guy, the people that hate him are going to be saying, nope, this is the guy you're
not
getting.
on my board.
Bloodlines there. There's a coaching background of there's just so much that goes on to what it takes to be, or I won't say what it takes to be, but what it does help you to be a good NFL quarterback. What does kind of put you a little bit step ahead. There's so much of that already going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to compare him to this guy, but like the way
you just compare him.
The trajectories have kind of fallen, right? Like when Saints drafted Tyler Shuck, he was a riser, right? He was a guy that like had always been hurt, and had always had a ton of talent, and the Saints really liked him. And because you heard Mikie Loomis have an interview today, I think it was on the Todd McShay show, was basically talking about how we thought we could be able to steal him as a late round undrafted free agent because we liked him so much, and then he goes into Louisville and has an outstanding season, and we're like, okay, that secret's out, and they end up drafting him in the second round. You go to Garrett Nussmeier, and you're like, okay, well, this guy was supposed to be a first rounder, potentially Heisman Trophy winner, super talented, then has a super disappointing year. All of the stuff that you liked about him, the intangibles, the ability for him to understand defenses, process information, throw the football, none of those things changed. What changed was his performance on the field. So instead of like Shuck, where he ended up rising himself, he is the opposite, where he ends up, hey, I played really well the year before, didn't play as well, maybe fall a little bit, but I think someone's still going to be able to get a steal from him, maybe in the back end of the first, early second, as a guy where, hey, maybe a lot of people, and maybe he falls in a position where he's gets drafted by the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, gets drafted and gets to sit behind Stafford for a year. And you're like, damn.
I know he's done his rookie. Stafford said he's done. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not true.
Stafford had the best year.
That's not true.
You know what I mean? But like that, I could see something like that happen. No doubt.
Oh, it all depends on fit. If he ends up in a spot that is a quarterback, kind of like has a quarterback whisperer as a coach, like if he ends up at the Vikings, I could see him playing. Like between him and J.J. McCarthy or however they do it. But it all, for him, it needs to either go to a place that has legitimate time, like the Rams, like that's a perfect fit, it feels like. He kind of plays like Stafford. He's able to learn from Stafford, goes into an offense that's pretty much made for what he wants to do at quarterback. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if you see them trade up to maybe get him, if there's a spot where they could snag him in the second round. Like, that makes a ton of sense, but it's just funny how he goes from off draft boards and then goes into the Senior Bowl fully healthy. It's like, actually might be the second quarterback off the board.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, right? Like, not only that, but you look at what Sam Darnold did, and you look at some of these other quarterbacks that, Baker Mayfield, that have had these second chances at different programs, right? Like, so all these quarterback needy teams that say, "Oh, I'm going to draft a quarterback," Mac Jones is going to get paid, right? Malik Willis is going to go get paid somewhere, right? Like, some of these teams are going to go out and give these other guys a second chance, so that kind of takes away from, oh, we need all these guys to get drafted in the first round this year because there's not really many options. So it's going to be interesting. But look, I hope he does well.
You gotta remember too, especially I think more so over the past 10 years, we're starting to see it with the Sam Darnolds, with the Mac Jones, with all these guys that have been with the Baker Mayfields, that have been the quote unquote rehab quarterbacks. You're starting to see that not only is the reps that you can get in college important, right? Guys like Jaden Daniels, guys like Bo Nix, who played a ton of college ball, you get those reps. but getting those mental calluses, the ability to fail, the ability of things to go wrong for you early and still being able to bounce back. If teams get a sense of that's who they're getting in Nussmeier, they may actually love what happened this past year.
Yeah.
Straight up. They may actually look at it as like this is a very good thing. We got somebody who has gone through the shits of it, somebody who's had very high success. And now if we put him in the right situation, he's got all the physical tools and the ability to actually go out here and flounder and do great things. Like, they may actually love that.
Yeah, correct. And look, NFL, like you said, NFL teams like to see failure, right? Like, they like to see guys have, especially the quarterback position, like, hey, you wasn't always roses and rainbows for you.
Hey, how do you handle adversity?
Yeah, you had to figure some shit out. So, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, and this is why Ty Simpson went pro. Like, he didn't want to run the risk of going into the next year's class that has much more competition than you do this year.
Well, that was supposed to be this year's class, basically.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And so
next year's class is supposed to be this year's class.
Right, and then he gets the opportunity to go to an NFL class that's not very quarterback heavy, and he passes up, $6 million for Miami. He's like, I don't really want to. Maybe I'll start my clock now because I'm definitely going to get drafted. If I go in next year, I might fall into that 5th, 6th round and be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that because I didn't play very well.
Here's the thing. You get drafted in the first round as a quarterback, you're going to stay in the league for 5, 6, right? Whether you're starting or you're the backup. And then after that, if you're a good guy, if you're a good clubhouse guy and you understand the concepts and you understand how to play the quarterback position, you're going to be a backup for 12 years. So there's a lot of value to do that. All right, Lloyd. Got anything else for us? You want to get to the seggies?
I got some seggies for you.
Love the seggies.
We have a mistake of the day as Jarrell Miller. I don't know if you saw this. I'm not a big boxing guy, but this came across the timeline.
Oh, dude.
Yes, unbelievable.
And he won.
Oh, he said he paid $800 to get his hair done the day of the fight. And then, obviously, I don't know if you've seen this, but he gets not only beat up but also exposed. But he thought it was funny. But also just
he won, did he?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that he got his lid knocked off.
That's so. Hey, it looked like somebody had the AC blowing too hard in there. Like he stood right under the vent. The vent just kind of blew his hair off his head. That's crazy work. Hey, listen. Wait, time out. If you do it as a profession, that is, I don't know how you make the decision to go get a toupee put on if this is what you do as a profession. Well, you better be Floyd Mayweather. Like, I'm not getting hit, cuz. That's crazy work.
Yeah, honestly, it could only work with a guy who's a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Like, if it was some skinny dude with a toupee, it wouldn't be as funny. But the big dude, and he won.
Would you rather be Jaylen Brown or this happened? Because there's two ways to go about it.
I don't know.
They're so bad. That's so bad.
I'm surprised I hadn't seen an edit, though, where somebody kind of edits a guy coming in and just going...
Lance Stevenson?
That's coming. That's no doubt coming.
It could be Lance Stevenson.
Oh my goodness.
That both are bad. I don't know what I'd rather be.
Because Jalen, it happens every night. And he's like,
I think
Jalen's gotten to the other side of it.
I think maybe Jalen, because Jalen, yeah, you put a low effort into it. This man had to put a lot of effort into getting this toupee on his head.
I don't know, that's pretty much a lot of effort in both of them.
Yeah, you're right.
They're both pretty bad.
Damn. That's tough. That's a great mistake of the day.
Yep. Thank you.
I like that, Lloyd. That's firm right there, Lloyd. That's a good one.
And then we have we have a couple curtain calls. I put some in here because I was going to do the same thing as you whenever I saw the Lane Kiffin come across the TL, but I had a backup plan just in case. And curtain call 2, whether it's not quite Garrett Nussmeier, but it is in a way. It's a curtain call 2. Maybe Ed Ogeron knew a thing or two about recruiting because the last 2 Senior Bowl MVPs, Garrett Nussmeier and Jack Besh, both members of Coach O's final recruiting class at LSU.
Congrats to both of them.
He did that part right. It was just the whole coaching part. It kind of fell by the wayside.
It's the get them on campus, you got to develop them part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, look, Jack Bech had a great freshman year, and then after that, it was kind of they just didn't give him any opportunity. I guess it was Brian Kelly, right, at that point.
And he got lost in the sauce at that point.
Got lost in the sauce. But second rounder, playing NFL.
And
Good for
Coach,
him.
Coach Joe tweeted thank you from the bench press. He congratulated him from his bench press at home.
He did what?
He congratulated him from his bench press at home. He made a video to
Nice.
congratulate Nussmeier, and he had the 225 up there, or 135. I think he only had 145 on each side.
He must have just been a warm-up set.
Yeah, just getting loose.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of, I hadn't worked out in a little over 2 weeks.
But dude, baby curls.
I need it. I need to get back in there. All right, you got a curtain call?
Yeah, man, I'm just like looking over it again, and I think it was actually from like the week of, and not actually from the weekend. But if you got a chance to see it, or if you didn't get a chance to see it, it was the Boston Celtics at the Atlanta Hawks. I love what baseball did when they started putting in the baby race. It's kind of like an in-between innings type of thing. Always got to being good. I always thought it would be great to see baseball put in. I don't know if you can find a way to put in like a curveball machine and just give me some random fans trying to hit just absolute yackers off the mound. Like, can you hit this breaking ball? Well, the Atlanta Hawks decided we are going to let random fans try to dunk off the trampoline, and it will be epic. I know I have the video. I guess I should have sent it to Lloyd, but the video of it, if you get a chance to go find it, it is epic. And I think they literally found the least athletic people they could find in the crowd, and it is incredible watching this thing.
This is amazing.
It's incredible. So mine would be to the Atlanta Hawks. That's a very good, I guess maybe that minute timeout, 30-second timeout, little promotion that they do in between during the game. That's good entertainment right there. I like it.
Do you have a video?
I have one video. This man doesn't have a chance. He gives it his all.
This
This is the last guy that went, by the way.
Yeah, this is the best one. The last one, though.
Damn.
The other one, honestly,
you gotta land on the feet either. He straight went belly flop.
out of all the ones that attempted it, he actually had the best, like the most air out of any of them.
Oh, that's incredible.
He sold for it though.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. I said my curtain call earlier. My curtain call is Lane Kiffin going Oppo Taco on the Wolf Ball games, and also the fact that that's something that he continuously does at every school he goes to. Right, brought to Ole Miss. You had the staff versus players flag football game. Wiffle ball game. He brought that here. Obviously, he enjoys baseball, but he also, I think it's more than that. I think it's more of like a team building type of thing, which is a huge thing. Could you picture Brian Kelly doing that? No. Right?
No.
There was no team building. There was no camaraderie. There was no chemistry. And for everything everybody wants to say bad about Lane, he's bringing that in there. But so that's part of it. The other part of it is the fact that he kind of got into it. Oppo Taco, nice little hop skip after the homer, like a little swaggy jog. It was good.
He had the Sosa hop. Yeah.
He did.
And then Blake Baker tweeted, I think he gave up the shot. He's like, it's off season. Like, we all got to get back in the lab. We're all getting better here. He's gotten more like involved in Twitter too. Like since Lane's been here.
Good. They're showing their personalities. It's the new age of football, right? The new age of recruiting. You got to be able to do that, and they do it. So, all right, that's all I got. Jay, you got any Rome updates? Anything happened over the weekend since the last time we had?
Little dude is starting to, bro. He's like, I don't know, like how much these kids start like rolling before they actually roll over. But I'm like, yo, he's kind of getting close to rolling over right now. It's kind of he's been lifting his head a lot, which is kind of weird. They say I'm like, I didn't expect him to be doing that. He's starting to get like human-like things, not like baby things. Like wrap finger, like wrap an arm. He's laying down with one leg up and one leg straight, like just like stuff like that. Where you're like, hey man, you look low key, kind of look 14 already. Like what are you doing? Like stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. It's crazy how fast stuff's happening.
Crazy, dude. And he's only 2 weeks old. Like James only 2 weeks old. I put him on my chest, same thing. Head comes up, looking around, and then
Yeah, you're like, hey, bro, not face, not like literally nose first. And at least get tired of him or something.
But he's very, James he's got big hands. Like, just whatever, right? So, but he likes to put his
Got
hands.
another avatar on the way. Here we go. I'm done.
He likes to put his hands in his face, right? And so, like, sometimes he gets, they're about to die every time they need food, right? Like, if you don't put the bottle in their mouth right now, they're not going to make it, right? Like, it's the most dramatic thing ever. Obviously, they're 2 weeks, don't know anything. So he's trying to get up, trying to get his hands out the way, put the bottle in his mouth. All of a sudden, he goes, and this little motherfucker is holding the bottle, holding the bottle as he's feeding himself. I'm like, look at this kid. This is great. It's great.
That's wild. It's wild.
But I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be that parent say, "Oh, he's advanced." I'm not doing that.
No,
let's get that advanced. Okay, listen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, you're gonna have to see it for yourself. I'm not gonna.
Lloyd, get you on this, Ed.
No. I got on my parenting front, we had a Zoom call with family vet, and Tunchi, on the scale of 9 is morbidly obese for a cat. She's at a 7, so we're hitting the diet. We're hitting the diet train.
How are you gonna do that? Are you gonna put her on like the walking pad or something?
I don't. That's what I said. I might just let her outside. But no, we just. It's my fault. I have to tone down the food. Apparently, I was serving too big of servings. So we only get 2/3 of a cup. One in the morning, one in the evening. It's not going great, but we will skinny her up. Oh, for sure. She hit me in the face this morning to wake me up.
What was the usual feeding?
Oh, every time I came home. Like 5-6 times a day. I don't know. I've never done this before. So I'll just give her a little food every now and then. Like, if it's empty, I don't want her to starve, but I pumped her up.
Now she's angry at you.
Mm-hmm. And so we're fighting through it together.
She might swipe at you at night.
She did. She 5:30 this morning hit me in the face. Ready for breakfast. Like, cuz. Wait till I get back.
Cats are catty, dude.
Yep. Especially when they're hungry. And so that's what I was trying to avoid.
You created this monster.
I did.
That's your fault.
It's my fault. So we're all going through it as parents every year.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out together.
So don't overfeed the kids. You don't want to end up on the morbidly obese scale. That hurt. Yeah, fat ass cat.
All right, that's all we got for you on this beautiful Monday night. We'll be back live. I'll be in studio Wednesday, 6 to 8-ish, talking all things sports. Hopefully have a guest from LSU baseball on, player from the team on, to talk ball, talk life, whatever else he wants to talk about. We'll be back live. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can't watch us, but you like listening to us anywhere you get your pods. I'm not used to being on this side of the camera, and boy, that it would be so distracting every time I'm trying to do this at the end of it. But it's okay. Please like, subscribe. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next.
Are we going to get double fireworks here?
This Wednesday. Peace. I don't think I get the fireworks.
Nothing.
Here, you get them?
Just get something.
I don't know how I got it, but whatever. I'll figure it out. All right, love y'all.
Love y'all.